Hey guys, it's Dave here. So this is a video response to Tabacyman0072. So he must be the second 007. He's having a giveaway, and a very generous giveaway is that. You know what? YouTube Pipe community members that do giveaways are over the top generous. They really are. And he's asked us to do a VR, and he's given us 5 questions that he'd be interested in hearing the answers to. So his first question was, what got you into pipes? Well, that's an odd question. No, it's not an odd question. It's a good question, but it's a difficult one for me to nail down. So I'm going to say it's an odd question for me to nail down. My father smoked a pipe when I was a young man in, high school. Actually, even before that, I have pictures of him smoking a pipe when I would have been very young. And I always loved the smell of it. That was the number one thing. He smoked, I think it was Old Port. It was part of the Scandinavian tobacco group, I'm sure. And that smell, to this day, if I ever smell it, I'm sure it would be just an instant flood of memories. And after being a cigarette smoker for 35 years and quitting and getting into vaping just as a different nicotine delivery device, which is, you know what? I don't care what they say. Vaping saved my life. I was on a bad road with inhaling cigarette smoke. And then when I felt comfortable enough that I wasn't going to revert back to smoking cigarettes, I thought, I've always loved cigars, and I just wanted to expand that flavor to something else. So I thought, hey, why don't I grab a pipe? Which I did smoke a pipe back in my university days, back in the 80s, and I smoked it poorly. And it kind of brings me to his his next question was, what was your first pipe tobacco? I don't remember. I have no idea. So I'm going to actually go to the first tobacco that I got when I took the pipe up again about a year or so ago. And in my search for a tobacco, I went to our local tobacco shop and just to see what they had. And they had Colts. You see that? Colts Golden Deluxe. And there's still some left. It's an aromatic, but a very, very mild aromatic. And I actually quite like it. And then, like I say, there's a little bit left, and it was $27 for that. So I won't be smoking much more of that unless I can get it at Four Noggins. So yeah, I would still smoke it if I could afford that particular one. The next question he asked was your first pipe. And again, my very first pipe, I have no idea what it was. Couldn't tell you. Hell, I was probably inhaling the stuff. So let's go back to when I revisited the hobby, and my first pipe I still have. I call it the Algonquin. And that's one I made myself. It's a maple bowl with a bamboo stem. And I call it the Algonquin because the maple comes from one of the headboards from the Algonquin Hotel in St. Andrews, New Brunswick, which was a Victorian resort, and it's still operating, and it's a Marriott property now. Go Google it. Google Algonquin St. Andrews by the Sea. You'll be impressed with that building. Anyways, went to an auction, grabbed some of the headboard posts. They're like pencil posts. They're like 9-10 feet long, solid maple, and I thought, for $5 each, I'll find a use for them. And I turned a pipe bowl out of a piece of one. I still smoke it, but it's been ghosted terribly with Lakeland, and Lakelands are evil, my opinion. So anyways, first pipe. Favorite accessory. A little biased on this. I do a lot of handwork, and a pipe tray. This is about a 6-ounce leather wet form pipe tray, and I make these and give them away, sell them, whatever, for loading your pipe. You can fold it to dump the excess back. It comes back to shape. this is my go-to. I take this camping with me. I take it everywhere I go. Gotta have that. And then the fifth thing he asked was to give a shout out to a YouTube Pipe community member who's got less than 100 subs. And I just hit upon this fella today from Alaska, and it's Klint the Frozen Backy Blender. Klint the Frozen Backy Blender. Just new to YouTube. I had to get him in now because he's going to be over 100 in the next friggin' 10 minutes, I'm sure. He does a lot of blending. He's got some great videos on making twists and cakes and stuff. Go check him out. He's an awesome fella. Typical Alaskan. He's all about do it yourself. Nobody's going to do it for you. And I like that whole mentality, that whole attitude. Anyways, there's my VR. Hopefully I made it under the wire, Tabacyman0072. Anyways, thanks for your generosity, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of your videos, and we'll talk to you soon. See ya.